So spies dropping, flies are hopping, spiders are popping. We got a big issue going on here in the market. As you guys can see, we took a major dip. This isn't no ordinary dip, but matter of fact, a dive into a 6-foot pool. And we finally caught the ground over here, as you guys can see. And measuring my stochastics, that is about a 5% drop, which we are starting to see a recovery on. As you guys can see, we are oversold around this level here. And I like how the candle just ended on top of where we closed before. Not before, but like a while ago. So this is a pretty bullish sign that we might be seeing a reversal coming in. Another thing I do want to outline was today was a very crazy day. We saw a lot of sell-offs and lots of stocks that we own. However, one thing I noticed is a lot of these large cap stocks took huge dips. So look at Apple, look at Microsoft, SQ, PayPal. The list goes on and on, but we saw these big dips, and what we could be seeing is profit taking / a rotation into these smaller cap stocks that been already hurting. And the reason why I say this is because look at these big dips, and a lot of stocks that I'm talking about today, they're doing actually not that bad today. So we could be getting that rotation, and within the last couple of weeks, all these big cap stocks seen big runs. So this could be a chance of profit taking in the big rotation. But I think for now, they're going to cool down, and a lot of these small cap stocks are going to start benefiting. Now, let's get into the first one, and that's Tesla. Now, you're probably wondering, why would I be talking about this? Because of the whole big cap. Let me get into it. So, this could be an infrastructure play, and also it's getting close to a breakout level. So, I want you guys to keep a lookout for Tesla, because to be fair, it hasn't really had its run yet compared to these other stocks, in my opinion. So, one thing we take notice of is looking at the channel it's been trading on. It's been making its way upwards ever since. And finally today we did get that break downwards. However, we did test the SMA line, and the buyers finally came in, and we saw a nice hammer over here, and we could see a potential reversal back upwards. So looking at the daily as well, the RSI is not too bad. We could see more running happening, and we're getting close to that 780 level. So we might consolidate for a bit before we go and test that level, and then we can see a breakout, and that's when Tesla might be seeing its run upwards to the $900 level. So this could start moving very fast, very quickly. And with this infrastructure bill, it might also influence the stock price. Next, we're going to be taking a look at FCEL, and looking at this, it broke out of its wedge. You see a lot of volume that came in, and that was because of its earnings. However, it did also break out of its wedge, and it's starting to price itself a little higher than where it was trading. Now, we did break out. However, we are testing that resistance again, and we did close above both 50 and 20 MA moving averages, which is pretty good to me, including on a day like today. And let's take a look at where we see resistance in the coming future. So the first one's gonna be around that the 655 level. The next one would be around this previous high candle, which was 755, and then the next one would be around 830. Now, after we break out of these levels, then we could see that run up to that 12.56 level. So keep an eye out on FCEL. You can make a quick buck out of it. Also, let's take a look at the 30-minute chart. And right now, what we're seeing is a potential breakout over here, as you guys can see, marking the where we see the resistance. We got smacked back down over here, and then looking over here, we had support around this level here, and possibly tomorrow we could see a breakout to test that 654 level, or possibly even break through it and then go back to test the 7.54 level. So keep an eye on FCEL. I think you guys can make a quick buck on it. I think I might be playing as well, especially because the price is so cheap. I might be going stock only, not options. Okay, now we're going to go into plug, which is another wedge breakout that happened on a daily chart. And let's take a look at it right here. I'm going to just mark it out. There we go. Alright, so we saw that nice break over here. And now what we're getting is a test back on the resistance of the wedge. So let's get into the 4-hour chart. So we broke above the SMA line, however we did break downwards, but look at how the buyers came in. The way these candles ended over here is a pretty bullish sign to me, and we did close above both moving averages on a 4-hour chart. These are the 50 and 20 MA. So this might be a good sign that the stock is going to keep running upwards, and where we're going to see the next sign of resistance is going to be this 27.62 level, which is right here. And then the next level would be around $30, and then we're going to start seeing some movement happening in plug after that. Finally, we're going to go into QS, and I love this stock a lot. One thing I did notice on a weekly is look at the MACD. We finally got that cross. Now we just want to see it converge a little bit more to the bullish side, but we're starting to see good inflow. Also, looking at the moving averages, they're getting very close to the price action, meaning that we could possibly be seeing a squeeze, considering the fact that the stock's been trading flat. And looking at the short interest, we're about 20% with about 4.1 something days left for shorts to cover, which is a little high. So considering that, it is October coming soon, and the third-party sell test is gonna be coming out. Now, granted, the data we get from it, this could be the catalyst that sends the stock back up to the $30 levels, or possibly even higher. So now we're just gonna go over where we see, our resistance levels and supports and whatnot. So right now we're seeing a lot of support around 20.50. That's one of them. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, the next one's gonna be 32.45, as you guys can see over here. We do got some resistance around 24.76. See some support / resistance around 21.50, and then this would be our last bit over here, which is around this 23 point. Let's get it right here. Actually, 22.50. Sorry. Now take a look at this, and one thing that you guys start to realize about technical analysis is the way that stocks trade. And they trade in between these lines. Like, look at this. Like, these levels over here, they trade above it, and when they finally break above, they start consolidating in between the lines before they make their ways higher. And notice how in between this 22.51 to 24.76, the stock starts to move even more viciously. Look at these candles, are way bigger compared to when we get to these lower levels. So as you guys can see, once we start breaking our way upwards, the stock starts to move very fast. So you want to be careful. Just keep an eye out. QuantumScape, I'm loving the weekly MACD cross. We might be seeing a bullish run soon. Just keep an eye out on that. And finally, it's gonna be included Nokia. We might be testing the SMA. Probably don't want to buy yet, or maybe even closing this gap. It's a stretch. But with the infrastructure bill coming in, the stock could gap a lot higher if that bill gets passed, because Nokia would be a huge benefiter if it does get passed. So if you guys made it to this part of the video, I hope you liked it. Hit the sub button, the like, drop a comment, and stay tuned for more.